How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Good. What are we talking about?
Well, we've had such good feedback from our last podcast last week that we did about our breast cancer fundraising event. So I think people are probably going to regret giving that good feedback because now we're going to do some more of these. But we thought today we'd flip it around and give you a turn to talk about your Ultra Dads program that you've been running for the last 6 months? 6 months or so?
This is month 6, yeah.
Month 6, yep. So if you had someone that hadn't heard about Ultra Dads before, or they were hearing about it for the first time, how would you describe it? What is it? What's Ultra Dads?
That's a great question. The short version of what Ultra Dads is just a monthly men's club, essentially, where we just come together here at Ultra. We do a workout, we socialise, and we go grab a cup of coffee afterwards, all within 45 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's done here at Ultra. We do it early in the morning so that we're done before the demands of family kicks in, really.
Yeah. And you love superheroes. A lot of men love superheroes. Every good superhero has an origin story. What is the origin story behind Ultra Dads?
There's no quick way to answer this. Long story short is, obviously I'm sure you all know, we have 2 children. Surprise. We have 2 children, and I think there's this constant struggle that all parents, men and women, mums and dads, go through about wanting to be the best version of themselves. I think when you look at it from like a evolutionary standpoint, typically men see themselves as being the breadwinner and the sole provider for the families, even though that's not actually strictly true these days. And that is something that still goes around in my head on a daily basis, like, what can I do to be the best version of myself? And so this is kind of phase 1 of the answer. I know full well that when I exercise, when I sweat, when I train, but also when I'm connected with individuals, that I am a better version of myself, and I have got the hardest part of the day out of the way so that then the rest of my day is enjoyable, and the hardest part of the day being the training part. The origin of Ultra Dads specifically came when I was at the Two Brain Business Summit last year in Chicago, and it was a CrossFit OG legend Jason Kalipa was talking about I think it was maybe a weekly men's club that he does completely for free, where he just invites men to come along to train, to sweat, and then that's showing up to be the best version of yourself for your families. And this was June 2024, so nearly 18 months ago. I made a note in my on my iPad just saying Ultra Dads with a question mark, and it took close to a year for us to actually get that started. But I thought, hey, you know what, if somebody with so much respect and I suppose it's just kind of legacy within this sport is now focusing on kind of just being the best version of himself for a family, that's something that we can all relate to. So yeah, that's not overly a short answer, but that's kind of how Ultra Dads came to be. It was just hearing a CrossFit legend say, hey, I do this thing, and me just putting 2 and 2 together, and thinking that could be the next best thing for us.
Yeah, and I guess from sort of a mother's perspective, to see you after you've trained, after you've had these sessions, after you've gone out and met up with one of your mates for a catch up, whether it be a coffee or a beer, like, you definitely see the benefits of it. Yeah, definitely. So it does have that flow-on effect. So, you know, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and I think you've mentioned about, you know, seeing the benefits. I think ultimately, even if not directly, our kids can see the benefit as well. Like when I've like, you know, they're so used to seeing me being stressed and being here that actually seeing me kind of like, you know, the joke is like, Daddy, are you sweaty? I was like, yeah, but I'm always happy about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm in that position where I feel like this, countless other men in Brisbane will also feel the same way.
Yeah. And I know definitely sort of seeing the benefits of our boys, sort of seeing us exercise and seeing you exercise, you know, how many times have they said things like, oh, I want to be big and strong like you, Daddy. So I think it's so good from that role model aspect as well. Your kids seeing you exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was that. I can't remember which open workout it was. I think it was this year, 25.1, I think it was, which had all the lateral burpees over the dumbbell. And you had that video, which, you know, we can probably stitch into this sort of like me being completely oblivious that little Fraser, who would have just turned 3, was doing burpees in the background just to kind of emulate me.
Monkey see, monkey do.
And that's one of the things, you know, we can easily say, oh, you know, where did the kids learn these words? Okay, well, maybe it's as a result of you know, of you using bad language around them.
With a Northern English accent.
With a Northern English accent. But I had no idea that was happening, but it just goes to show that kind of like they're associating me and ultra with exercise. And the amount of opens that they've spent here. But the fact that, you know, they want to be here and they want to play around on the echo bikes and on the rings, it's cool.
It's all good. So why do you think so many men do struggle to prioritize their health, fitness, despite them wanting to, and they know they should, they know they want to, but what do you think that barrier is? That's a really, really tricky one to answer that I think I'm still navigating personally myself as well. For me, I think it struggles because we have so many kind of conflicting priorities. You know, we've got like the whole work-life balancing, we've got jobs, we've got our families, we've got I suppose the pressure that we put on ourselves that we feel is the pressure of society to be the best version of ourselves. I think realistically it comes down to convincing yourself that it's not a priority to focus on health and fitness. Because, you know, for example, oh, okay, cool, I have to go and do some form to enroll my kid in a certain thing. Okay, super duper important. Or, you know what, an hour training is an hour that I'm not doing my job that realistically I might not be doing anyway. For me, it's always been a case of kind of convincing myself that, oh, my goal here is to provide for my family. Therefore, my own priorities can go to one side because it's almost, for me, perceived as being a bit selfish. I feel for men, it's difficult because if you look at kind of the typical times that people go to a gym, it tends to be early morning or late night. In other words, wake up time for kids, bedtime for kids. People have a job. People can't necessarily just train at, let's say, 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. They have to do it at the time that their families arguably need them the most. And obviously that's that male standpoint of my family needs me. It's not like that in every household, I get that. But it just boils down to, I think we put the needs of everyone else ahead of our own. And when push comes to shove, you can't serve others from an empty vessel. And there's this kind of conflict that just kind of bounces between, I need to show up for myself. Hang on, wait, no, I need to show up for my family. But I need to Yeah, but you know what we're saying is that showing up for yourself is showing up for your family.
Absolutely.
You know, that old cliche, you've got to fit your own oxygen mask first
100%.
before, you know, fitting others.
100%. I'm no use to my kids if I'm an absolute grouch, Mardy bum, when that's like, you know, poor Ollie suffers the brunt of my kind of moods and stress and stuff, more so on days that I haven't trained.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So completely, it's showing up for yourself is actually being the best version of yourself for your family in most cases.
And that flow-on effect, it's can't argue with it. Okay, so we've had 5 Ultra Dad sessions already. Number 6 coming up this Saturday.
Number 6 coming up this Saturday. Yeah.
So from those 5 sessions, like, what impact have you seen Ultra Dads have? Like, whether that be on, you know, the guys that show up, on yourself, on the community here at Ultra. What have you seen so far?
That's a really good question. I mean, the majority of the Ultra Dads that are attending at the moment are actually members of the gym, but we've also got people that have been members of other CrossFit gyms or have done the occasional session here, there and everywhere. And we've got a good balance of newer members coming to Dads versus some of our, should we say, more established members here. What has been great to see is basically everybody just coming together, knowing that we're all in the same boat and knowing that we're all there because we want to do a session, and the fact that everybody goes for a coffee afterwards at the top of the road, and only on very rare occasions do people have to skip that part.
Yeah.
And that's just because of time constraints. Or,
And that's
hey,
absolutely fine as
100%.
well.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, I've got to go because my kid's got a swimming lesson in half an hour.
Yeah.
Cool, fine, because you've looked after yourself already.
Yeah.
But seeing the connectivity and seeing former members of Ultra come back to Ultra to do these sessions, seeing people just engage with each other, seeing people just chat about all manner of things has just been awesome. I think I put this out there the other day. Ultra Dads has never been about me or about CrossFit. It's not about that. It's about giving men that platform and that opportunity to know you're not going through this by yourself. And that's the thing. Men, most men, but especially, I'll talk for myself here, I find it difficult to open up about kind of the struggles I'm having. And then when you do open up, the floodgates open.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, how's it going with, how are your little ones? How's Timmy's piano recital?
Yeah.
Having that outlet, it's difficult, man, but that's fantastic. The impact it's had on me, honestly, the biggest impact it's had on me is fundamentally the first thing is that it gets me training with a group of people again. I've not done that in years, just because of my schedule. But again, that's me making excuses for not training there. What it's also shown me is just, I think, how much men need this connectivity.
Yeah. Oh, and I think, it's unfortunate, but we know that, the rate of mental health issues in men, and especially sort of this young or middle-age group, it's a epidemic. It's an issue, and so if anything we can do to help that, does make a difference. Have you got a highlight of all the sessions that you had, or any moment that you've had during the Ultra Dad sessions?
They've all been so incredibly similar, but so incredibly different, that it's very hard to actually distinguish them in terms of highlights. I think probably the first Ultra Dads will always be kind of like the one that sticks in my mind, because it was a new initiative. So seeing so many people that may not have interacted with each other ever before, and may never interact with each other outside of Dads, that was awesome. Like, I obviously had Dane with me as well, that really helped me kind of just I suppose help us direct the flow of the session. We had people of all ranges of activity level and just experience level, people that have never done CrossFit before, people that may have never done gym stuff before, all of them turning up for the same purpose, and that was to be a better version of themselves for their loved ones. Dads, or even if they're not parents themselves, that was the thing. We've had people there that aren't parents, and that is perfectly fine.
Absolutely fine.
And I think as those sessions have gone on, especially kind of like as we coming up on session number 6, it's been really interesting just to kind of see how appreciative people are of me putting the sessions on. And it's like, there's that line from the end of one of the first, I think the first Batman film, Batman Begins, was like, I know you laugh, but it's like, Commissioner Gordon says to Batman, "Oh, I never said thank you," and Batman replies saying, "You'll never have to." It's like, I'm not doing this for me. I will always do what I can to help people. It's a kind of help first, help best mentality. Which again, I know is a long-winded answer, but it's just been awesome to kind of see, and it's been so different each session. We've had strength, we've had cardio-based sessions, we've done CrossFit-y type sessions. And just seeing kind of people just show up and give it everything. Even if they might not have everything to give.
Oh, give it everything they've got at that time. And that's all you need.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, hopefully plenty more highlights to come. So if there's anyone that listening to this saying like, okay, this is what I need in my life, I'm keen, what can they expect, and how do they get involved?
Great question. So what can they expect? Honestly, it tends to be a workout. Normally, obviously with the time of year at the moment, it's going to be a relatively sweaty workout coming into summer. But it'd be like maybe let's say between a 25 and 30 minute workout, normally completed as teams. So either pairs, 3s, 4s, what have you, depends on the numbers that we've got. And what we are really prioritizing in the workout is the communication between each individual. For example, if something is a bit too advanced for a member in terms of the amount of repetitions, you know, fantastic. Communicate with the teammates, maybe incorporate a rest.
Share the load.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you can expect relatively low skill sessions, which is going to allow people without CrossFit experience, without gym experience, to come and do the session. It might be, for example, okay, we have some ground to overheads with a dumbbell. I honestly don't mind if you're doing that with an empty bottle of water. That's the thing. So low skill there.
Just moving.
Just moving. And in terms of kind of like you know, getting involved and stuff, honestly, there's no better time just than the present, really. You know, the best time to get involved is yesterday. The second best time is today. We run it once per month, and it's completely free.
Yeah.
It's done at 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday, which is usually before school sports starts.
Yeah.
And we put out a lot of content about it. And honestly, what I'd say is just follow the link.
Yeah.
Book your spot.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So we'll,
really.
as always, we'll sort of add links into the notes, links, you know, message us on Instagram, get in touch with Jamie. And also women, if you're seeing this and you think it's something that your partner, brother, you know, could do with, then yeah, send them our way.
In fact, worth mentioning, a few of the people that take part in Ultra Dads have actually been referred to us from some of your Ultra Mums.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's a really, really good point. So, you know, even if you can't stick around for coffee, it's 45 minutes on a Saturday morning. Like, it's there.
Whatever you need.
Whatever you need, we're there. Ultra Dads is very much a passion project, and it is, you know, realistically, it's going to be something that I will always want to do in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Anything you wanted to add?
I don't think so. I'm conscious that I've probably talked a lot because it's, like you said last week, it's something I'm incredibly passionate about. I think it's just it's one of those things that, like, even if you don't think you've got time, you need to make it a priority. I'm trying to be a bit more selfish with my time now, but I hope you also agree, much like I'm sure most wives or partners will also agree, that, like, when you look after yourself, you can perform better for those around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that's quite a broad statement to make, but it's just one of those things that, like, the thought of me not being the best version of myself to my kids is one of those things that makes me incredibly sad, because, you know, families deserve the best version of us.
But I think you deserve the best version of yourself as well. So yeah.
And it's about just having that empathy towards the role of a dad. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think also anyone who this might feel a bit intimidating, if, you know, those people that haven't had gym experience or CrossFit experience, and the thought of coming in with a, you know, bunch of people they've never met before, and, you know, maybe exercising alongside experienced CrossFit members. I think the first one's always going to be the most daunting and the hardest, but they're such a lovely group of guys. So don't be put off if you think you're not going to be able to match them, that, you know, you're not going to be left behind.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's sort of definitely a group activity, all really supportive and motivating.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is about community. It is about communicating. It is about I think a feeling of belonging, and just that empathy, like I said, towards each other. And that's what it has been about for the past 5 iterations, and it is the focus of
future.
All the iterations of that. It's like, yeah, cool, we're about to hit session 6. Super proud of this. Super proud of this project and how it's taken off. And there's no sign of us pulling the plug on it. Like, gosh, it's going to go on forever in some iteration.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
Yeah, so the last thing, next Ultra Dad session this coming Saturday, 6:30 a.m. Well, I'll pop the link in the show notes and all that stuff below. But yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you for all your time.
Thank you. All good. Excellent. See you guys.
Cool. Take care.